Hello and welcome back to Liquid's strategy guide series for Vault of the Incarnates, the new raid releasing alongside Dragonflight. I am Telegon and with me today is Kalamazi.
Hey everyone!
In this video we are going to be breaking down the mechanics and strategy for normal and heroic Primal Council, who you may choose to fight as the second boss in the instance.
The Primal Council is a one-phase encounter where you fight 4 elemental bosses. Each of these bosses has a signature ability, and these abilities rotate throughout the fight while maintaining roleplay-based interactions. The fire abilities have interactions with the frost abilities, and the storm abilities interact with the earth abilities. As a result, you will want the bosses to die fairly close to one another so that these mechanical interactions between elements continue to function. For all intents and purposes, you can consider the fight a reskin of Prototype Pantheon from Sepulchre, with mechanics that are more thematic to the Primalist and their command of the elements.
So this fight just throws a lot of mechanical interactions at you periodically. Let's break them down and show you how to deal with them.
Conductive Mark and Earthen Pillar have a very important interaction. Dathia will debuff many players with Conductive Mark, but you want to stay spread for this so that you don't duplicate the marks and take unnecessary and dangerous damage. Following a good spread, players with the debuff will want to move into the Earthen Pillars present in the arena, which will then remove the debuff. You want to maintain an active melee pillar and a range pillar, so this is an easy process. Range pre-spread around the pillars in range, and melee spread around the pillars in melee. This should smooth out the mechanics quite a bit.
Now, when we say maintain an active pillar, we say this because the fire boss has an ability called Meteor Axes, which will destroy any earthen pillars that it hits. This mechanic chooses 2 targets who display soak circle graphics. We will want to remove extraneous earthen pillars with this mechanic, and even more importantly, the players targeted need to be soaked.
On normal difficulty, you can soak both of these at the same time or stack them. On heroic difficulty or higher, they need to be soaked separately due to the 300% increased damage debuff it now gives you. The impact of these meteor axes also leave behind pools of scorched ground, which you want to use to deal with the following mechanic.
Primal Blizzard is channeled by the Frost boss, and the raid takes heavy ticking damage for the duration as the debuff it applies stacks up. You'll want to remove this debuff with the scorched ground left behind after Meteor Axe impacts.
If you allow your debuff to stack to 10, you become frozen in a frost tomb, which is an ice block that may be killed to free the frozen player. You want to avoid this and reduce overall raid damage taken by clearing your stacks around 5. However, if you fail to do so, it's not overly impactful. Simply break that player out and there should be minimal overall disruption.
In terms of flow, the bosses cast Conductive Mark and Earthen Pillar very regularly, while casting 2 Meteor Axes in between every cast of Primal Blizzard, which comes about every minute.
Slashing Blaze is the final mechanic to watch out for, and it's simply a frontal cast by the fire boss. Take care to avoid this as you interact with other mechanics.
To summarize briefly for each role, DPS and healer players anticipate cast of Conductive Mark and be pre-spread near an appropriate pillar. Consider where you are going to place and soak Meteor Axes. If you are targeted, which pillars will you break? Be careful not to spread Conductive Mark unnecessarily, and clear your stacks of Primal Blizzard before you get frozen. As a healer specifically, you should also plan your healing cooldowns around Primal Blizzard casts.
For tanks, move the bosses as necessary and swap on Opal Fang for every cast of Crush while keeping the bosses together and facing Slashing Blaze away from the raid.
And with that, we very much hope you found this guide useful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave feedback or commentary in the comment section, and make sure to keep your eye on this channel as more guides will be coming out soon. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next one.